My mic should be working. All right. Welcome back, folks. We're going to cover part two about what I was saying due to a little bit of technical difficulties, but hopefully now that, yep, it is sorted out. And so, what I was saying was interesting is that NASCAR has begun a system to where if only one person dominates the first two races at the championship four, or any person in the round of eight does not win a single race, then the top two for the championship four get in on points while the rest have to fight it out throughout the rest of the field. And once again, Ryan Newman has lost is not coming back to Roush Fenway Racing. His ride will be taken over by Brad Keselowski, and Matt Benedetto's situation has kind of gone. He's gone off the deep end a little bit, standing up for Kyle Busch over a controversial incident, and he ended up deactivating his Twitter and posting on Instagram, still going on his tangent, but bottom line is you just don't bring politics into sports. I'll tell you that. And so at least one of these guys had an upset or squeak in for the lower two series with Zane Smith beating and banging on the last three laps to capture the win at Martinsville, and Austin Cindric cleanly, surprisingly, as much as he's rowdy and a bit over aggressive, he cleanly raced Daniel Hemrick and Austin Cindric to the win, and he's starting to become a caliber of his own. He made his first Cup start at the Daytona 500, the duels, but he did not make it in as Garrett Smithley crashed him out about halfway through the duels. So during the week, Busch Beer, Busch, which is the sponsor to Kevin Harvick, has talked about a recent sponsorship deal, a surprise, but as far as I'm concerned, checking back and forth between Instagram and Twitter and all my other sites, there's nothing on there, and so it's going to get covered next week. And so yeah, Startcom's probably not going to return. Wicker Racing's going to downgrade. We got new teams coming in next season with Colleague, Racing going full time, GMS going full time, Ram Motorsports going. I believe they're running a full time entry, but they're switching between two part time drivers. And pretty much Austin Hill is going to move up to RCR. He's a little bit older. They're, I'd say, running out a little bit of time, but he brings in the sponsorship money, so he does have talent. He can win races. Can win races. Sorry if that sounded like can't. And he will be moving up with last year's champion Sheldon Creed, who unfortunately did not make it to the Trucks Championship 4. And this weekend, we're going to be saying goodbye to a lot of things from NASCAR. With the end of the Gen 6 car, I'd say this is the last time I'll see a traditional NASCAR race. Obviously, we're going to be saying goodbye to regular pit stops with the single lug wheels. We're going to be saying goodbye to the Twisted Sister aerodynamic form, which I'm kind of glad is going because obviously they mentioned, putting the stock back in stock car for the Gen 6, but they focused that mainly on appearance rather than performance. Now we're going to be saying goodbye to obviously the traditional door numbers. This weekend's going to be a bit of a swan song for the old NASCAR. I'd say I'd even make a book about it saying good night, old NASCAR. But we're going to be saying goodbye to traditional pit stops, traditional practice and qualifying. The practice is going to be really weird next year where they're going to give you about half an hour or free time on the track, but you can make very small and little adjustments. And qualifying, I believe, is going to be on the same day, but you cannot make any adjustments for your car to be fine for race day. I mean, at least at least we're getting practice back. That's what I'm happy about. That I'm going to be able to see cars practicing on the field, and they're also going to be practicing this weekend. The Truck Series, I believe the Trucks or the Cup Series is going to be starting in about 2 hours. And then there's going to be Xfinity and Cup qualifying tomorrow. And along with that, Truck Series qualifying is going to be later today. So yeah, we got a lot of teams downgrading or leaving the sport, and a lot of drivers either retiring or moving up from their prospective series where they've kind of grown and become more talented. And we're seeing an evolution. And for those of you watching, you are witnessing a huge evolution of the sport right now. And while we're going to be saying goodbye to the old NASCAR this weekend, we're going to get ready for the future of 2022. And while some of you may be wondering what happens when the season is over, well, I'm going to be covering those plans next weekend. So this is the end of part 2. Thank you all for watching and take care.